In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to diagnose a bent rim on your BMW, or pretty much any car for that matter. There are other videos on YouTube kind of giving you a guideline as to how to check run out and how to just be really precise, just to see if you may have a minor bend in your rim. In my case, we really don't have to get very scientific, but this is the rim that's the culprit. I'll get a clip later on showing you guys what the steering wheel looks like when you're driving down the road, but I think it's going to be pretty clear. Just keep focused over here. See that little dip down? That's very apparent when you're driving. See that? Right there. It goes like that. And that's like, you'd be surprised when it warms up. On a hot day you don't feel it as much, but on a cool day it's really bad, and it makes the car very unpleasant to drive. I think this has been bent since I've had this car, really, and it's just gotten worse now. These are run flat tires, and they have a tendency to transmit a lot of shock to the rim if you hit a bad pothole. These cars have an issue where the power steering pulley contacts the subframe. I believe it's in part due to the fact that these cars come with run flat tires and there's so much shock transmitted to the car at times. So at one time or another, someone smacked into a pothole, bent this rim because the run flat tire was so hard that it takes all the pressure and transmits it through the rim. It's not as, to have a rim to have a bend that pronounced is, I would say, unusual. Usually you feel a slight wobble in your steering wheel and you wouldn't see it that clearly. On the outside here, on the outside edge, it really feels very consistent. It's not bent very much at all. But on the inside it's really bad. Try to get another view at this. Get this from another angle. So here we are in the inside. You can see it right there. A really nasty bend, and it's surprising that it holds air, but it's been like that for a long time, and I've just gotten fed up with it right there. It's got a flat spot. So I looked into repairing this. I was looking at about probably a couple $100 by the time all's said and done. Buying a used rim for about $150, and then also that could be questionable, or buying a refurbished rim off eBay shipped to my door for about $200, get the tire mounted, and I'm done. But I'm not 100% as to the condition of the rest of them, and I also would like to paint these a different color, and doing so would put my car out of commission. I couldn't even drive it until I got I couldn't even do one at a time. I don't have a spare tire. There's very few tire and rim combinations that even fit over these brakes, because they're pretty massive for this car. This is an 18-inch rim, and they fill that up nicely. Like, they're huge for a family sedan. They definitely they come with big brakes. So it's got some curb rash, not in pretty condition, but not bad. I wouldn't have bothered if I didn't have such a nasty bend in it. So the way I'm tackling it is, I picked these up. Let's just say I bought all four for less than the cost of getting one of those either repaired or buying a refurbished one. And the reason I picked them up is it will give me a chance to refurbish the rims and paint the ones I have on there now, keep the car mobile if I really need to. They're in terrible condition right now, but at least upon visual inspection, I didn't see any bends on the inside. All I really needed is one of these front rims to have been in good enough shape to replace that one, and then refinish the rest if they're in good shape. And it came with these tires. They're all season tires, some Nito tires, but tons of meat on them, so I'm going to sell these and hopefully take the cost of these and then refurbish these. I'll advertise it with one bent rim but sell the set for hopefully maybe break even or make a profit on top of what I have into them. But they were advertised wrong. They were advertised as just a regular 18-inch set off a 5 Series, but the person that had them didn't know that they were from a 330i. They're staggered and they fit on the 335i's as well. So it was a good score. But they're pretty ugly. This is the condition of the front rims. They're completely worn. So when I talk about my car remaining to be mobile, I literally mean I can pull it out of the garage and stuff. I'm not going to be driving to work or anything on that. The rears could probably get me there, but this is what we're dealing with. Really bad curb rash. Like really bad. And I was nervous when I saw them. The rest of this is okay. Center caps, I want to keep mine. But you know, the good thing is I don't have to even change the tire pressure monitor sensor over or figure all that out. There's going to be one inside here. But just to get an angle at that, that's like really excessive. So I got a die grinder set, and you know, I'm going to show you guys in another video how to refurbish your own wheels if you want to. But what I want to try now is get this on the car, spin it around, and let's see if it has a bend in it. You know, this video could be for entertainment value, whatever, but that was extremely obvious. I'm going to put this on, let's see if it's less obvious. And if it's less obvious, let's do the scientific test of putting something against the outside, checking to see if it's overall round. Got one of my favorite tools with me, Milwaukee M18. It's a 1/2-inch drive gun, really powerful. It's highly recommended if you don't mind spending a few bucks on your impact gun. So I'll remove this rim now. And we'll inspect it a little bit further. So there we go. Like I was saying, I was a little nervous buying those other rims. If they were bent as well, I would have dealt with it. I would have just got them fixed, just got them straightened, and then I would have refinished them. Worst case, at least just this one, I would get it done. Because at the end of the day, I wanted my car to remain mobile. But I think anybody could see this. It's literally nice and round all the way around. And then you have a flat spot, clear as day. It took a nasty impact. And it was before this tire was ever installed, otherwise you would have seen damage on it. So, not pretty and extremely noticeable when you're driving down the road. I'll make sure to get you guys a clip of what it looks like, in case your car's doing the same thing, and how to deal with it. But now, let's put that other rim on and see if it looks any better. Here's the other rim, the one I bought. Now to my eye, my untrained eye, I'll say that much, it looks fine. I don't see anything noticeably wrong. You know, if your rim's going to be bent, it's going to be on the inside. Way more likely and way more obviously than it would be on the outside. Let's compare that to this. So, even though aesthetically on the outside, this rim is in worse shape, on the inside it looks fine. So let's mount it up and see. Here's a trick I use when the rim didn't line up perfectly with the holes. I get a flat head, keep pressure against the hub, and then I just keep adjusting and pull it into position. It saves you from hurting your fingers. I know someone that broke their finger trying to do that. Now we're good. Now. I have a torque stick, 80 foot-pounds. so I can bottom it out. Definitely want this because of the wheel lock, you don't want to break it. Let's do a quick comparison now. It's definitely not as pronounced. I think that, you know, there's uneven wear on this tire, but it actually looks better than my other side naturally, so I don't know if that has a bit of a bend in it. But to really confirm things, I definitely would put my energy into this and refinish it at home for cheap than anything, because this is a huge improvement. But I believe that the rim is straight anyway, so we'll confirm by setting a reference on the outside of the rim, which I'll show now. So I have a screwdriver just sitting on my little mobile workbench here, a little seat, and I have it at such an angle that it can just check the in and out distance. So the in and out distance here, and overall just general roundness. So I'll give it a spin on the outside and see how that looks. What doesn't look good and what's bad about this rim is this rashing here. It's kind of excessive distance. It doesn't feel flat spotted, it just feels like it all got ground away. That's one of the reasons I gotta refinish it, but that's not a big deal. So for the most part that looks round. Now we'll compare it to the inside. Here we are in the inside. Looks very straight. You basically want to get a point of reference, such as a stable object on the ground with a screwdriver. You know, if it looks good just generally on this angle, a nice consistent gap, it doesn't move in and out and it doesn't move up and down, then it's not, the whole wheel itself isn't ovalized or out of round. If it kind of something throws you off there where you want to double check, then you're going to want to check it by going around, having watching for in and out movement and then up and down movement. So you would see if you put a screwdriver down here, the gap here would move, this would move away from it and then move toward it, or it's going to move up and down. If it hits this lip in one spot but it's good in the rest, then you have a flat spot. Like if I tried that on here, if I tried it on the inside, it's going to literally rub here. So this is just cooked. Very obvious. Anybody could say, hey, that's no good. Don't bother with that. But good news is this is completely straight and perfect, except it looks like shit, because someone didn't know how to drive when they had this. But fine for me, because I'm going to refinish this. I'm going to get my tire swapped onto it, and then at the same time tackle repainting all 4 rims. I can toss those on, keep the car mobile, so I'm happy overall. So that's going to conclude how to check if your rim is bent on an E90, and also show you how common this can be if you have run flats. I'll take a quick clip tomorrow when I'm driving to work as to what happens with the steering wheel. It has quite the wobble to it, very unpleasant, and then we'll go from there. So this is what my bent rim looks like. Yeah, right there. Right there. There's a wobble in the wheel, like, quite a bit, and you feel it in the floor in the seat of your pants.